Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is David and in this video I will show you Ticket to Ride Track Switcher. This is a solo puzzle game with a Ticket to Ride theme. You will be the manager of this tableau, and on this track you will move the locomotives and the train wagons. You will get a starting situation and an end situation, and it's up to you to get from A to B in the least possible steps. So please let me show you how it's done. All cards and game pieces fit in this slider that you simply put underneath it. So that's easy for storage. And you will have a card that explains to you the possible options when it's your turn. And this is the rail yard guide. All places on the track are labeled, so you can figure out the solutions at the back side of the cards. Let's start very easy with the first card. It gets a little harder every time. When you get to the blue cards, it will be average difficulty. The red cards will be quite difficult, and the black cards are extremely difficult. But of course, let's just start with number 1 to give you an idea of how the game is played. You will be getting a starting situation. You have to put that on the track. So in this case there's a locomotive at the top right. And it's important that you have it in the right direction. And over here we have a red wagon and you just slit them in. You see there are some lines alongside of the track, and between those track lines can only be one locomotive or one train wagon. So keep that in mind. Also, here's a counter in the middle to keep track of how many turns you've done. So this is the starting position. The goal of the game is at best to have 3 turns, to have the locomotive pick up this wagon and then run off the track on this side. That is our mission, just coming from here, ending up to here. What can you do in your turn? Well, that's very easy and also explained on the back side of this card. Of course, you can move the locomotive and you can move forwards or backwards. You can move as far as you want, but you have to follow the line of the track. And you can take some turns. You cannot make a hard turn. It's also not possible physically, but you can just follow the smooth corners of the track. And you can move forward or backward. Also there's a push. If you are connected to some wagons, you can drag them along or push them forward. Before or after moving your locomotive, you can connect it to any number of adjacent cars or locomotives behind it. And then when you move, the coupled pieces will move along. As you can couple, you can also uncouple, of course. However, when you're done moving, you have to stop, and that will cost you 1 turn. So you'll rotate the turntable 1 space. Of course, I'm not going to show you all 40 tasks, just this one. For example, the first one. We have 3 turns to get from here to here. So our first turn will be moving. We simply move our locomotive along the road and we stop right here. I have nothing to connect, but my endment moves. Because if I go here and I connect the wagon, my locomotive is in the wrong direction. The wagon has to connect behind the locomotive. So that's why I'm stopping here. That's the end of my first turn. And as my second turn, I will move backwards, simply following the track. And I can make the smooth turns without problem. And you see, now I end up in the correct position. I end my movement. Now I connect this train wagon to the locomotive. That's turn 2. And guess what? Turn 3, we will be riding along the line. All connected. And then we will move off the track over here. Ta-da! Mission completed. In 3 steps, and that is the best possible solution. So I get 3 stars. And of course you want to try to finish all your missions having 3 stars. And so with your third mission you will have 2 train wagons to deal with. Maybe even 3. In this case you will have 2 locomotives to travel with. And sometimes, like in this case, there's also a piece of the track blocked. Then you have to put this broken track piece into the track station. Like over here. And during this mission, no wagon or locomotive can pass through this space, so you have to figure a way around it. Here there are even 2 broken pieces. Well, and so each mission will become a little more difficult than the previous one. So that is Ticket to Ride Track Switcher, a solo puzzle game. I'll keep this video short just to give you an idea of how the game is played. 40 missions to fulfill. The solution is on the back side of each card. So with this card you can check the solution. Step 1 we just did was to have the locomotive in sector H. Move him and stop him in sector C. That was over here. Then from section C we turned backwards and went to section B over here. And there we locked in the train wagon and we moved to section I. And so the solution is on the back side of all of the cards. So that is how you play Ticket to Ride the Track Switcher, simply sliding your locomotives and train wagons all across this track. If you have any questions about this game, feel free to ask them in the comments below. My name is David, thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.